All right, we are live, brothers and sisters. Welcome back. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix this bad boy together. Guys, breaking now, another head ATF boss who's been in the swamp for decades at this point has been axed, removed, finito, gone, shown the door, gone the way of the Pamela Hicks. Guys, this is a big one. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you are new here and you want to push that Second Amendment and that freedom on to the next generation better than you found it. And thank you in advance for that consideration. All right, guys, as we get into this, again, I'm not exaggerating this. A decades-old employee of the ATF who has been paramount in the gun control efforts of the ATF was just shown the door. This is Marvin Richardson. This is the acting ATF director. Guys, this is a big one. And as you guys are filtering in here, we're going to dive into everything. I got it all for you right here. Make sure you check out our sponsor. This is a new sponsor of the channel called Renewal Rain. This is a mineral water that's the alternative to the more macabre offerings out there on the market for refreshment of your mind, body, and spirit. Now, the cool thing about Renewal Rain is not only do they have a delicious flavor with lemon lime, they're also about focusing on the spirituality as well as your physical thirst. Check them out. There's a link in the description box below, and if you use the code Langley Outdoors, you get free shipping on anything that you would have. Give it a try. The flavor is legitimately delicious. Renewal Rain, and thank you to them for making the content possible. All right, guys. This is a big one right here. Let me show you this. I'll jump right into it. Of course, you can follow me at BradenLOA on X. It's right there for your convenience. Let's jump in. This is coming from Ammo Land. All right. So as I show you this, good, audio and video is good, excellent. As I show you this, let me jump into an article from John Crump. Okay, this is at Ammo Land. The leak reveals Deputy Marvin Richardson forced out at the ATF. Now, before I show you a few of the details here and what this guy had his little dirty mitts in, let me show you what's going on at the actual ATF website. Nothing. He's still currently there. So this implies it's that brand new. And remember, Pamela Hicks used to be on here too, but she got kicked right out the door because Pam Bondi fired her for being the architect of all the gun control. Yeah, remember that? All right, let's keep going. So he's still here. That's him right there. This is Marvin Richardson. Let me show you this article because this is breaking as of this morning. Long-term ATF Deputy Director Marvin Richardson has been dismissed from his post after being forced to retire. His other option was to be forcibly removed from his position, and this is important. You guys remember Pamela Hicks, the chief legal of ATF? She was forcibly removed. She was escorted out the door. And now you've got Marvin Richardson. Guys, this is a purge. You're talking about all the architects of decades of gun control from within the ATF are being removed. This is a thing. All right, let's keep on going. Richardson served in the ATF for decades under multiple presidents. Previously, he was acting director from 2021 to 2022. Richardson was the driving force behind the ATF's war on pistol braces and privately manufactured firearms, or PMFs. They call them ghost guns. In 2020, AmmoLand News learned through a source inside the ATF that Richardson and then acting Regina Lombardo met with the Biden transition team without the knowledge of President Trump to discuss the ATF's focus. Guys, the ATF's focus from the executive bureaucratic state, Marvin Richardson, Pamela Hicks, are you seeing all the swamp that's being exposed and removed? Guys, these are the moves we need to see. Something is happening. Anyway, Mr. Richardson was particularly interested in going after stabilizing braces. Yeah, well, that didn't work out because the courts. Even before the meeting with the Biden transition team, Mr. Richardson had been no fan of pistols equipped with braces, which he saw as a National Firearms Act loophole. So, translation, that means that a AR pistol with a pistol brace is considered an NFA item. That's what he's talking about. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, it sounds familiar because all the rules that they put out during the Biden administration basically said that pistol braces were short-barreled rifles. Guys, you can see everyone who had their dirty little mitts in the cookie jar is getting canned. Pamela Hicks was responsible for all the executive rules and the facilitation of those rules. Martin Richardson was the guy pushing for them. They're both fired. One got shown the door, one walked himself out. Guys, this is a big one. If you're just now tuning in, honestly, deputy director for several years, interim acting has been removed by the Bondi and DOJ. Okay, let's keep going. At his direction, ATF enforcement side issued cease and desist letters to Q regarding its Honey Badger pistol, which was equipped with an SB tactical brace. The ATF claimed that the Honey Badger was a short-barreled rifle, even though it was classified as a pistol by ATF standards, which is very true. ATF's enforcement side issued the letters even though the Trump Justice Department had ordered ATF's industry side not to move on pistol braces. So, you got a mutiny. Yeah, you got fired. Both of them. Where was I? Yes. Q wasn't the only company to receive a letter. Multiple companies producing braced pistols also received them, but eventually the ATF was forced to back down after pressure from the Trump DOJ. And quite candidly from the gun industry, because you guys are doing work. Now again, if you're just now tuning in, this guy right here, Marvin G. Richardson, he is now fired, or really forced out. He's out the door, gone, finito. He went the way of Pamela Hicks. Guys, there is a purge going on in the ATF executive leadership. A gun control boss just got axed. Let's frickin' go. Mr. Richardson has been the latest removal under the Trump Justice Department. Earlier, ATF Chief Counsel Pam Hicks was removed. That's who I was just referencing. Miss Hicks was the darling of the anti-gun movement for targeting Second Amendment rights. Under Richardson and Hicks, the ATF targeted the firearms industry with new questionable regulations and oversaw the prosecution of Americans for questionable crimes. More on that later. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But legitimately, between Pam Hicks and Marvin Richardson, guys, this is the heads of the snakes that are getting axed. There's no other way to say it. This is a very positive development that's going down right now. Hicks and Richardson, out the door. Career politicians that bounce from administration to administration aren't bouncing anymore. They are showing the door. Ha, I rhymed. All right. Prosecution. Cool. During Richardson's reign, the ATF was a political tool instead of a law enforcement and regulatory agency. It's very true. Under Richardson's leadership, the ATF also targeted gun dealerships with its non-defunct zero tolerance policies that saw a 500% increase in federal firearm licensee revocations. By the way, that rule has been ripped out by the Bondi DOJ. So we're getting a pretty good list, a pretty good running total of positive actions that the Bondi DOJ is shifting into gear on. I'm going to be honest, guys, we need more of it. But we're seeing a pretty good laying out of some plans and some execution. But let's continue. That policy has been rolled back. Other anti-gun policies also seem to be on the chopping block thanks to President Trump's executive order on Second Amendment rights. And that is very true. All right, now here's the little the mystery element to this article right down here. A replacement is expected to be announced later today. So we're going to find out who the next deputy director is today, and you guys make sure you're subscribed, the notification bell's on, and we'll cover it as it drops. But right now, as I keep on reloading the ATF leadership, Marvin G. Richardson, Deputy Director, is still on the website. So this happened relatively recently. Who's going to fill this void? I don't know the answer to that. I'm excited to find out the answer to that, and the second that I know, you guys will also know. Make sure you, hey John, good article by the way. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. That is the most breaking, the newest, the goodest, the greatest. And I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. Later.